They say trading together creates a partnership. But fighting together creates a brotherhood. I'm not trying to romanticize war here, but bonds made in the battlefield often last longer. And during peacetime, this means defense cooperation like war games, joint drills, joint research. Why am I talking about this? Because India has struck a new defense partnership, frankly an unlikely one. On Monday, Indian warship INS Kochi arrived in Saudi Arabia. It is taking part in the first ever naval exercise between the two nations. The drills are called Al Mohed Al Hind 2021. They were off to a great start. At the Jubail port, the Indian warship was welcomed by the Royal Saudi Naval Forces, the border guards and officials of the Indian embassy. The exercise includes a number of maneuvers, both shore and sea-based. It is not a grand war game with massive armadas. It's a quiet start, possibly how both sides wanted it. India's relations with Saudi Arabia were pinned on energy, you see. Riyadh produced oil, India needed oil, pretty straightforward there. But the oil tap will soon run out, and Saudi Arabia is planning for its future. For this future, a future without oil barrels. It is part of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's Vision 2030. He wants to diversify the economy, invest in smart cities and build green energy plants. Basically, a complete revamp. Where does that leave India? With a lot of opportunities. Indian investors are pumping money into Saudi Arabia. In 2019, the Saudi envoy called India a strategic partner of Vision 2030. We're talking about a hybrid relationship here. India can help Saudi Arabia in public services, skill development, job creation. Saudi oil giants can find new frontiers in India, especially when the oil tap dries back home. A big part of this hybrid relationship is defense. In December last year, India's Army Chief General M.M. Naravne visited Riyadh. He met with top Saudi generals. The discussion was all about expanding defense ties. And this military drill is the result. Let me tell you a bit more about INS Kochi, the ship that India has deployed to West Asia. It was built by Indian engineers with Indian technology. It's a Kolkata-class stealth-guided missile destroyer, a flagship of the Navy. Its primary mission is the joint drill, but a bit of show-off never hurts. You see, Saudi Arabia is one of the biggest arms buyers in the world. They consistently top the list, so India wants to showcase its shipbuilding skills. Possibly tap the Saudi Arabian market in the process. That's the bilateral interest for India. What about the larger picture? Yesterday, India unveiled a maritime roadmap at the United Nations Security Council. How does this voyage fit in? To answer this, we must look at INS Kochi's journey. Its first stop was the UAE, United Arab Emirates, where Indian and Emirati navies conducted a joint drill. India deployed INS Kochi and 2 Sea King helicopters. The UAE deployed a guided missile corvette. Remember, these are troubled waters. Just last week, an Israeli ship was attacked by drones. Most of the evidence points to Iran. This is the backdrop of India's voyage, a boiling Persian Gulf and a shadow war that is spiraling out of control. This is the situation at the moment. It tells you India wasn't joking about maritime responsibility yesterday. Think about it. New Delhi has good relations with Israel, Iran and Saudi Arabia, probably the only country that can say so. And these relations are dehyphenated. India has refused to take sides in the West Asian conflicts. It's all about securing trade routes, upholding maritime laws. And this gives New Delhi wiggle room in bilateral ties, like the partnership with Saudi Arabia. You could say it was the final step in a constantly maturing relationship. This journey has seen multiple recalibrations, especially from Saudi Arabia. For decades, the kingdom's #1 partner in South Asia was Pakistan. They exchanged troops, they traded weapons. It was a broad military cooperation. And it continued as recently as 2017. Pakistan's then Army Chief Rahil Sharif was appointed to lead an Islamic anti-terror coalition. This group had 39 nations. It was headquartered in Saudi Arabia. All seemed well between Islamabad and Riyadh. In 2019, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman offered his private jet to Imran Khan. He said his guest cannot leave on a commercial flight. Imran Khan was headed to New York for the UN General Assembly. You may remember his hysterical performance there. Turns out, even MBS was not impressed. While returning from the UN, the Crown Prince ordered his plane back to New York. Imran Khan ended up flying commercial after all. Things went downhill from there. Saudi Arabia forced Pakistan to repay $1 billion a loan, a $1 billion loan. It recognized India's rights to make decisions on Kashmir. It joined New Delhi in condemning global terrorism. The new Saudi Arabia was looking for reliable and trustworthy partners that led them from Pakistan to India. As I said at the start, fighting together builds a brotherhood. You need trust to combine your militaries, trust that goes beyond selling and buying barrels of oil. The India-Saudi Arabia relationship has reached that stage. The goal is to push on from here. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.